What's up guys, this is Yacineygo and welcome to my Key9 Train combo video and deck profile. I think the new support for this deck is remarkable. Like, actually, Konami surpassed themselves with this one. Especially Exceptional Schedule. That one is exceptionally good. This card is just custom card support. I mean, it searches Urgent Schedule, which is already a good card for the deck, but it actually makes it good going first. And that's an issue that the Earth Machine deck always had before. Like, the best card in it, like its own version of Obedience Schooled, was only playable going second, you know, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. So it made the card a little gimmicky in the deck. With Exceptional Schedule, you're also giving a token to your opponent's field, which is so convenient. So now your opponent always controls more monsters than you do, obviously 1 versus 0, and then you can special summon 2 monsters from your deck, and it doesn't really restrict you under anything. You can still OTK your opponent, and you can still summon whatever you want from the extra deck. It is ridiculous. Like, this card is insane, and Exceptional Schedule makes it even better. And also, the Noctilucent Train Blue Traveler, pretty good card as well. It searches your Revolving Switchyard by also getting a card in the graveyard, so it's better than physically drawing the Revolving Switchyard, so this card's not really a starter. But this one is really close to being a starter. And then the Heavy Knight Babble Deck or whatever, that's a pretty good card as well. It's just not really needed at 3. It special summons a monster from hand, and it has a cute little effect where you can turn it into a rank 10 just by itself if your opponent activated a card or effect this turn. Most importantly though, the 2 new Xyz monsters are actually completely massive for this deck. So we got Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Flying Launcher. This card is like the best card off of the new support. So on when it's 60 summon, it searches any Earth Machine monster or Barrage Blast from your deck or hand. Barrage Blast is also a very good card. You can definitely main deck it if you want to. It's just that I'm already playing a couple of bricks, so K9 X first release and stuff like that. Therefore, I don't really want to main deck the Barrage Blast, but it has an effect where you can pop a lot of cards on your opponent's field by detaching some Xyz materials from your Machine Xyz monsters. And also you get an extra normal summon for a Machine monster, which is absolutely needed in the combo. And it has a third effect where you can detach material to destroy spells and traps on the field. So you can destroy, actually you can detach any number of materials to destroy as many equal amount of spells and traps. So you can also destroy your own case for K9 and then set your X first released, which is the reason why I'm playing it. It's because you can get access to absolutely everything in the combo. And the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Rocket, this card you can summon it on top of your Gustav Max, just like the Liebe. I don't really have it there, but whatever, you get the point. And it can negate any monster effect while it has material. You don't even have to detach material for it. And you also burn your opponent for 1,000 after negating and destroying a monster effect. So it's really, really, really good. And it has 5,000 attack. Like, at least this deck has inherent answers to Lunite Liger Dancer, kind of. I mean, your monsters are big, but, you know, you can summon Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora, and then make one of your monsters unaffected by card effects, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but yeah. This deck is really, really strong, really toolboxy, really consistent. It's actually more consistent than K9 Crystron. The only issue is that I was only able to play 15 non-engine in this deck and make it consistent. You might be able to, you know, cut X first release, cut maybe the 3rd Blur Traveler. Maybe, yeah, I don't really think there's anything that's cuttable, honestly. You need everything else, so you can play 17 on engine by cutting, like I said, the X first release and the 3rd Blur Traveler, and it would make sense. And honestly, I think this deck would be, you know, it would be almost just as good, right? It's just that you lose like 2 interruptions and a little bit of consistency, but at least you can play 17 on engine, so that would be pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, before we go any further, as always, you know the drill, smash the like and subscribe button, even though we're already like 3 minutes and a half in. And let's get right into it. So obviously for the hand traps, we're playing 15 with the 1 Lupus. So I think that makes a lot of sense. We're playing Droll because of the Durandal combo. So if we get hit by Fua on normal summon Noroi, we are hand looping the shit out of our opponent. And yeah, speaking of Noroi, obviously that's our main consistency card. 3 keys for K9, 3 Joko, 3 Noctilucent Train Blue Traveler, and then the 1 Lantern, the 1 Heavy Knight Babble Decker, the 1 Regulus, the 1 Ancient Gear box that you can search with the Ancient Gear Ballista. And then when you search this, you can search any Earth Machine monster with 500 attack and or defense from your deck or hand. The Heavy Knight Babble Decker is the level, well, the 500 attack monster that you can search. And then the Gizmek Tani Gaku, the Immobile Intellect. This card's actually quite good. If you draw it, you can still discard it off of your Revolving Switchyard or off of the summoning condition of Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Rocket, and in the graveyard you can banish it to revive back a machine monster that has the same attack and defense, so the Noctilucent Train Blue Traveler. So it's just an extra extender, but it's a card that you can summon off of the Urgent Schedule because it is a level 4 or lower Earth Machine, so it's pretty good. And then the Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede, level 4 Earth Machine with 1800 or more attack, so it's a monster that you can special summon with the first effect of Revolving Switchyard, and also on summon, on normal or special, it can revive back an Earth Machine from your grave, and then you can negate the effect. Doesn't really matter too much. And then you can target another face of monster control, and then the level of that monster or this card becomes the level of the other. And you can do some really crafty things with this. You can turn this into a level 10, or you can turn this into a level 5 by targeting Noroi, so that you can access Nova Infinity, or you can, you know, access like your train package. So you can easily bridge from train to K9 and from K9 to train, which is why this deck works so seamlessly. And obviously 3 exceptional schedule with 1 urgent schedule makes a lot of sense. So that's the 40 card main deck. For the extra deck, we're playing obviously the Flying Launcher, the Super Dora. Gets even better when you're playing the Heavy Fright Train Derricane. It's just that I didn't really want to main deck it because it doesn't really do much of anything on itself. And then the 1 Gustav Rocket, the 1 Gustav Max, Infinity Nova, Jax Ripper, Durandal, Valon, Infinite Track Reverse Stormer, Clifford Genius, Double-Headed Anger Knuckle, and then the Ancient Gear Ballista and SPLO Knight. Almost every single one of these cards is involved in the combo, so it shouldn't really be too complicated for you to understand when you're going to start looking at the combos. And then for the idea section, this deck can easily go into Spell Canceller, especially if you're playing, I mean, the Scrapper Cycler package. So the combo itself is like almost the exact same as Crystron anyways. Then obviously you're going to need Imperial Princess. I'm assuming that this combo is 100% going to get banned by the time we get this deck though. Jizukiru, obviously, that's searchable Kaiju off of the Clifford Genius. Heavy Fright Train Durricane, Typhon if you just want Lupus to turn into a hand shop, and then Varudras if you don't really want to do Infinity Nova. Just that these are machines, so if you're locked to do machines only, you can still go into this. And I believe this locks you... No, hold on a second. This doesn't lock you. It's the Graveyard effect of Train Blue Traveler that locks you under machines only for the rest of the turn. So that's the reason why there is Infinity Nova, but no Varudras in the main. And then, yeah, Werewolf if you want some more K9 monsters. Link Spider allows you to beat Nibiru. So there are some lines, actually. I will be making like a spreadsheet on this eventually, so stay tuned. And then, yeah, Call by the Grave if you want some more anti-handshop cards. Urgent Schedule that you can cite 2 more copies when you're going second. And then if you really want to push it, you can squeeze Dominus Purge. You know, if you're not playing a lot of K9s, but I don't really think it's needed. And then obviously the Barrage Blast. But with that being said, let's get into the combos. Okay, so combo number 1, if we have Noroi as well as literally anything else, look at what we can do. So normal summon the Jokul, and then Jokul is going to be searching. So this is not like K9 Crystron where you can also, you know, play around Dueling Logbird by making the Ripper first. We absolutely... You can still, like, make a Ripper first and then, you know, play from there. It's just that you're not going to be able to make Infinity. So that's, like, the one drawback. But it's not, like, the end of the world. You can still play the game. But yeah, obviously search your Lantern and then make the Ripper and then detach the Noroi very specifically so that you can search Jokul or whatever. Or Noroi. And then, yeah, Lantern Noroi back and then search your Case. And then Case is going to be searching the other one. So just as long as you got these 2 monsters in your hand, you're fine. Just got to make sure that you got 2 Norois in... rotation so that you can overlay them eventually for Nova Infinity. Anyways, link off... Oh, sorry. Jokul summon the Noroi again, and then link off the 2 Norois for Ancient Gear Ballista. Ballista is going to be searching for Ancient Gear Box, and then reveal that so you can search the Heavy... Oh my god. The Heavy Knight Babel Decker. Okay. River Stormer detach in order to search the Noctulucent Train Blue Traveler. Discard it to search the Revolving Switchyard. Link off the 2 monsters into Clifford Genius. It's really cool. All of your level 5s, they can turn into a rank 5 Earth machine, so you always have, like, monsters to link off into your link monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, Graveyard effect of the Noctulucent Train Blue Traveler, revive itself back as well as the Noroi to the zone the Clifford Genius points to, which will trigger not only the Clifford Genius, but also the Revolving Switchyard to summon the Stale Road, whatever, the Stale something Pegasus from your deck, which is the Monster Reborn. And the Clifford Genius is going to be searching for the Regulus, so yeah, summon your Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. I messed up the name completely. Bro, I've been playing this deck for not too long, but you know, it's a machine deck, so it's still part of my DNA, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, anyways, revive back your Noroi. So you got 1 Noroi that was revived back off of this, and 1 Noroi that was revived back off the Noctulucent Train Blue Traveler, so it's not like the Norois that are summoned off of Jokul and Lantern that cannot be used for materials-free light monster. But yeah, overlay for Nova, and then Infinity, of course. You are locked under machines only because of the Graveyard effect of the Train Blue Traveler. And then overlay your 2 level 10 monsters for the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Flying Launcher. At this point, usually we summon this card super early in the combo, when we have to start with the train stuff. But when we start with the K9 stuff, this combo gets better, because you can end on this, and then search Barrage Blast, because we already have all the extenders and all the plays that we need. So if you do play Barrage Blast, well, you can search it here. Otherwise, you usually cannot afford the luxury of searching Barrage Blast. So this is the reason why this card is not really needed. It's just because, like, the only way to, like, search it is when you start with Noroi, or when you physically open some combo pieces that allow you to, you know, play differently. But yeah, if you don't play Barrage Blast, then you can search at this point any Earth machine. Doesn't really matter too much. You got a lot of options. And yeah, normal summon your Heavy Knight Babel Dicker, special summon the Ancient Gearbox, link off the 2 monsters into double-headed Anger Knuckle. And yeah, you're going to be using the Flying Launcher to destroy your own case, which obviously sets the X-Force released, and then send the Anger Knuckle in order to revive back your Train Blue Traveler, and then overlay into the Gustav Max, burn your opponent for 2k, and then discard a card in order to go into the Gustav Rocket, that again negates the monster effect. And then Regulus is going to be summoning itself by, you know, placing any machine from your graveyard to, I mean, equipping any machine from your graveyard to it. So we've got 7 disruptions here, 1 monster negate, 1 Omni negate. This does nothing, and then this is an Omni negate. This negates the monster effect in hand. This is going to pop a card and also summon Jack, so it's 2 disruptions by itself. And the Barrage Blast, which can destroy approximately a lot of cards. Basically every single card your opponent controls. It's very easy to destroy like 4 cards with this card. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's get into combo number 2 now. Okay, so this is what you can do with 1 single copy of Exceptional Schedule. And the cool thing about this is that your opponent can have 3 Imperms, and it's not going to change shit. Your opponent will never be able to use them because your opponent will always have that annoying token on his field. Beautiful, huh? Yeah, you can only use Imperm while you got no cards on your field. How about that? Well, at least when you're going first. Anyways, summon the Gizmek Tanigaku, the immobile something, as well as the Noctilucent, and then link them off into Ancient Gear Ballista, reveal the Ancient Gearbox that is going to be searching for the Heavy Knight Babel Dicker, and then normal summon that, special summon whatever, Knuckle, summon back the what's-his-face from the grave, and you're going to be going into the Flying Launcher, which is going to be searching for Noroi, and I think you know exactly where this is going. Full K9 combo. Beautiful, you're not locked under anything, you can do whatever you want. So normal summon, special summon the Joku, Surge the Lantern, make the Ripper, detach the Noroi, special summon the Lantern and the Noroi, and then you're going to be searching for the case for K9, activate that so you can search another Noroi or Lupus, whatever, and then destroy your case and then set the X-Force released. And then you're going to be overlaying for River Stormer, search your deck for the Heavy Knight Train Blue Traveler, discard it for the Revolving Switchyard, summon the Clifford Genius. And then, this is where it gets really interesting. You're going to be summoning the Blue Traveler very specifically below the Clifford Genius, otherwise the combo doesn't work. And then you're going to be triggering the Revolving Switchyard to summon the Railroad Stampede from your deck. That is going to be reviving back the Noroi. And on combo number 1, we used like 2 months. We didn't use the second effect of the Stampede, but this time we will, in order to transform it into a level 5. And then we can make Nova Infinity. So that's a crafty way of still getting to, you know, making your Omni negate, and then you can go Joku, reveal the Lupus, and then trigger the Clifford Genius to search the Regulus, link off into the Valon, and then SP to banish the token so that the opponent doesn't start with a monster with 3000 attack and defense. It's preferable, right? And then, yeah, we get rid of that shit, and then the trigger, the graveyard effect of Noctilucent Train Blue Traveler. This is a once per duel effect for a very good reason. It is completely unfair. And then you're going to be going into the Gustav Max, burn your opponent for 2k, discard a card, summon your Gustav Rocket, and then summon the Regulus. This is like 8 disruptions or something stupid. Like, literally every single monster on the field is a disruption. And also, our 1 back row is 2 disruptions. So you got 8, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of the pop, 8 because of the jacks. 8 interruptions off of 1 card. Bruv. Okay, last but definitely not least, we're going to be showing how you can play with just 2 level 10 monsters. There's a lot of possibilities here. It doesn't have to just be, you know, Noctilucent Train Blue Traveler with Railroad Stampede. It can be a lot of other things. You can also have the Gizmek instead of having the Railroad Stampede. It still works. Or you can have, like, you know, the Heavy Knight Babel Dicker instead. The name is so trolly, like, bruv. Anyways, whatever, who cares? Discard it to search your Revolving Switchyard, and then revive back your thingy, and then you're going to be using the on-field effect, make it level 10, and Merry Christmas from here on out. You know for a fact you can go full K9 combo because you're making this, you're searching Noroi, and then you get an extra normal summon. So it's beautiful, right? It's gorgeous. It's almost as beautiful as you if you were subscribed to my channel, which you should do right now, if you're not already. But if you are, then obviously you're the GOAT. You know, you already know this though. But yeah, River Stormer, search for Ancient Gearbox, which is weird because usually you want to make the Ballista, but we want to link off our bodies for some more productive stuff, so it's not really needed. And yeah, obviously you're going to be searching for this. It's the only thing that you can search, right? And then destroy your case, set the X-Force release, no shit. You're doing the exact same thing every single time. Make the Clifford Genius, summon your 2 K9s, and then trigger the Clifford Genius, search the Regulus, make Valon, and then Revolving Switchyard, discard, whatever, search, who cares. Revive back 2 monsters, and then, yeah, blah, 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 and then burn. You have actually a lot of wiggle room here, so you can do, like, infinite things. Like, the Anger Knuckle is completely useless here, but if you play, like, Machina Citadel, it does get interesting. Even though, like, you know, it's just, like, it's negated. But, like, you know, like, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? You got, like, an infinite loop of it never runs out of gas. You always have, like, the regret key and stuff like that. And then your opponent dies, and then, yeah, you win. Absolutely beautiful. This is still an unbreakable board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 disruptions off of, like, 2 not great cards, you know? Like, there was no Noroid, no exceptional schedule, no case for kin, and pretty much none of that. You know, so there's infinite ways for this deck to combo off. Super consistent, like I said. Beautiful. I really recommend testing it out. It's really fun as well. And it's very good going second because you have access to Urgent Schedule, which is like a board breaker. So I think this is where the deck shines. And people are also not going to have a clue what the hell you're trying to do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know how you feel about this deck in the comment section below. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.